Well, they used an AirTag to track down their stolen luggage, but a local couple says even with the GPS and video evidence, they couldn't get police to step in and help them. The I-Team's Ginger Allen explains.
As we get inside of the car, we noticed that stuff from his armrest was laying around the seat, and we're like, that's weird. And we went to the trunk of the car and then noticed that an entire luggage of ours plus our backpack was missing.
Richie and Karuna put an AirTag in their luggage, which they tracked from DFW Airport to an apartment complex in Northwest Dallas.
We alerted the police and said, here is the AirTag location. It is right here. It hasn't moved for hours. Is there anything you guys can do to go over there? And so they'd said an AirTag isn't enough.
The couple knew they needed more evidence, so they went to the property and convinced the manager to let them look through surveillance footage. Sure enough, they spotted a man with an ivory backpack and green suitcase. And that wasn't all.
So he parked outside and he walked inside the complex, and he's wearing my Houston Rockets shirt. I could immediately tell by the red colors in the black shirt and the green luggage, and he's just walking in. And
the other angle is him walking through the apartment complex into the back of his building where the units are located. So two different angles, very clear that it was our items and time of day, and again, his own t-shirt.
But video of the man apparently wearing Richie's shirt and carrying luggage that looked like theirs was still not enough.
I thought we had enough evidence for something to happen, but we're still waiting.
The frustration of being so close, but absolutely not close enough is hard.
Okay, so I-Team producer Kelsey Mittauer is here with us this morning. Kelsey, you worked with Ginger on this story. So what are police saying about this case? Because it is kind of that story of being so close, but yet so far.
Yeah, DFW Airport Police, they just say it's an active investigation, right? So they can't really say anything. And then complicating this one a little bit is the tracker's pinging in Dallas, and so it's a different jurisdiction. So obviously it's not on DFW property still, so that adds a little bit to it.
Okay, so let's talk specifically about GPS trackers. I mean, we know that those things are so popular. So many folks are probably going to be getting them for Christmas. But are they any good when it comes to tracking down stolen goods and getting those stolen goods potentially back?
Yeah, so law enforcement says that they're a good tool, right? But it's just one thing. You can't rely solely on a tracker, especially because it comes from us, right? It's a private citizen. The one law enforcement expert we talked to said that it's like if I came to the police and I had lifted fingerprints off of my property and said, this is from a burglary, go arrest this person, identify these. You know, they can't rely only on the evidence that we provide them. They have to do their own investigating.
Okay, so then that brings up the question of, is it even worth putting these trackers in your vehicle or in your luggage or other important items?
I think the general consensus is, especially with their relatively low cost, right? Like, it's still worth it, especially if you want to just track your things and you're not expecting them to get stolen, right? So we asked a dozen police departments what their policies are on trackers and stolen items. Most said that their officers could knock on a door. If I file a report and I say, you know, just like Richie and Karuna did, they could knock on the door. They don't have to, but they said that even if they do knock on the door, the person that answers doesn't have to answer any questions. It could lead, if there is a thief there and there are stolen goods, it could lead them to move that stuff.
Wow.
And then it's really hard because of police are obviously, they have bigger fish to fry, right? There are emergency calls, and so it would be hard to get an officer to come out and only to do a door knock. Yeah,
it's definitely low on the totem pole as far as what their priorities are. Certainly an interesting story, and this couple, I mean, you can obviously feel their frustration. No one wants their items stolen. But if you have some similar story, reach out to our I-Team. The I-Team works for you, so you can reach out to Kelsey and the team at the email on your screen, iteam@ktvt.com.